Hi, everyone. In my 8-year journey of studying and applying the law of attraction, I've discovered that most people are failing to manifest not because they lack willpower, but because they are trying to create from the slow lane of the universe. Today, I am going to reveal a concept that sounds like science fiction, but is grounded in the deepest discoveries of quantum physics, the Planck Door. Imagine a region of the universe where time as you know it doesn't exist, a dimension where the gap between your thought and the physical reality is virtually zero. This is the zone of instant manifestation. If you feel stuck, if you're tired of waiting months for even a small sign, it's because you haven't learned how to cross this threshold. In this video, I will show you exactly how to sintonize your nervous system with this high-frequency dimension. By the end, I'm going to guide you through a specific 6-step practical exercise that I personally use to collapse the quantum wave and bring results into my reality with shocking speed. Before we dive into the science of the Planck Door, if you are ready to master your reality and move beyond the surface of manifestation, please subscribe to the channel. Your support helps me continue to bring this level of depth to you every week. Also, for those who want to go even further, there are excellent books that complement this knowledge and can take your understanding to a much deeper level. You can find the links to these recommendations in the first pinned comment below. We are going to move past the struggle and step through the door where your desired life is already waiting for you. The science of the unseen, beyond the slow lane. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what the Planck Door is, how it functions, and why you should have been using this concept months ago to change your life. In my 8-year journey studying the law of attraction, I've seen thousands of comments from people who struggle to manifest. They say they feel the techniques, they do the work, but nothing happens. If this sounds like you, it's very likely that you are trying to manifest from the completely wrong region of the universe. You see, most of us are vibrating in a dimension of slowness, waiting, and doubt. This is why things take so much longer than they should. In this slow lane, you end up changing your frequency halfway through the process because you get tired of waiting, and that is exactly why your desires never materialize. But there is another region, a dimension where manifestation is near instant. When things start appearing there, it happens so fast, it leaves you in shock, wondering if it was just luck. This region is what we call the Planck Door. To understand this, we don't need a physics degree, just a simple shift in perspective. Max Planck, a revolutionary physicist, discovered that the universe doesn't work the way we were taught in school. He found that at a subatomic level, particles don't follow normal rules. They exist in multiple states at the same time. This is called quantum superposition. Crucially, these particles only choose a state when someone observes them. This was the first hint that our observation, our focus, literally creates our reality. Modern science has expanded this to show that it's not just tiny particles. Our entire reality exists in multiple simultaneous states. Think about that for a second. In one reality, you might be struggling with your bills, but in another version of that same moment, you are incredibly wealthy. In one version, you are alone, while in another, you are surrounded by love. These versions are all happening right now at the same time. You only see the one you are currently in because you are tuned in to a specific frequency. When you change that frequency, when you syntonize your body and your nervous system with a different reality, the world around you literally begins to shift. The reality you desire already exists. It's not something you are creating from thin air, it's something you are choosing to see. Your brain operates like a radio tuner. When you are in beta waves, the state of active, everyday thinking, you are in the slow lane. Everything takes time, effort, and struggle. But when you learn to enter that specific state between alpha and theta waves, you reach the frequency of the Planck Door. This is the dimension where everything you want is already waiting for you. I remember when I first started to apply this, I was so used to the Newtonian way of thinking that I had to work hard and wait for results. I was observing my lack so intensely that I was literally pinning my reality to that state of struggle. It was only when I understood the double slit experiment that things clicked for me. Scientists found that light acts as a wave of potential until someone watches it, at which point it turns into solid matter. This means your mental state, your observation, literally changes the universe around you. When you apply what I'm about to show you, you will access these dimensions of instant results. Your confidence will return because you'll see things happening so fast that your belief will explode. And with that confidence comes the ease of manifesting even bigger things. You'll notice people calling you out of the blue, opportunities showing up without you even asking, and money arriving from unexpected sources. It's not magic, it's simply because you finally tuned into the right station. You stopped looking at the lack and started observing the reality where it's already done. In my years of practice, I realized that the biggest barrier is our own skepticism. We are so conditioned to believe in the solid world that we forget we're the ones making it solid with our observation. By stepping through the Planck Door, you are choosing a different version of the solid world. You are deciding that the version where you are successful, healthy, and happy is the one that deserves your attention. And as we know from science, what we observe is what becomes real. The biological bridge, tuning your internal antenna. To understand how to cross the Planck Door, we need to look at the intersection of neuroscience and quantum physics, but in a way that actually makes sense for your daily life. Your brain is essentially a biological antenna. It is constantly sending and receiving signals from the quantum field. Throughout my path of learning and applying these principles, I realized I was often failing because I was trying to manifest while my antenna was tuned to the frequency of stress. I was saying I was wealthy, but my body was physically feeling the pressure of the bills. The scientific foundation for this is quite simple. Your brain operates in different frequencies of brainwaves. Most of the time, when you are awake and thinking about your problems, you are in beta waves. In this state, your brain is focused on the outer world, on time, on your body, and on the obstacles in front of you. This is the frequency of slowness. When you are in beta, your observation is fixed on the 3D reality, which makes manifestation feel heavy and distant. However, when you relax and become more conscious, you shift into alpha waves, and when you go even deeper into a meditative state, you reach theta waves. This is the key. It is in the specific bridge between alpha and theta that the Planck Door exists. In this deep state, you are no longer limited by the laws of Newtonian physics. You are tapping into a frequency where thoughts can become matter almost instantly because you've moved your observation away from the problem and onto the solution. Think about the famous double slit experiment again. It showed us that photons behave like waves of potential until an observer watches them. Only then do they become particles, solid reality. This means that your state of mind literally collapses the infinite possibilities of the universe into one single physical experience. If you are constantly observing your life from a state of lack, you are telling the photons to stay in the state of waiting. But when you sintonize your system with a new frequency, you are literally choosing a different reality to observe. I remember when I stopped trying to force things to happen through sheer willpower. That was a turning point for me. You don't force a radio to change stations, you simply tune the dial. When you align your heart and your mind, you stop being an observer of lack and become an observer of abundance. Your nervous system begins to relax because it no longer sees the goal as something in the future. It perceives it as a present moment reality. When you enter this high-frequency state, you start to notice that the universe responds. It's like you've finally stepped out of the fog and into the light. Your confidence begins to skyrocket because you see evidence everywhere. It could be a small coincidence or a major opportunity, but they all point to the same truth. You have successfully shifted your frequency. You have moved through the door. This is why it's so important to understand that you aren't creating wealth or health, you are accessing a version of the universe where they already exist. There are multiple versions of your life happening simultaneously. The version of you that is living your dream life is not a fantasy, it is a quantum possibility that is just as real as the one you are sitting in right now. The only difference is the frequency you are choosing to tune into. In everything I've practiced and discovered, I found that the biggest challenge is not the technique itself, but our addiction to the old reality. We are so used to the stress of beta waves that the peace of the Planck Door feels strange at first. But once you realize that you have the power to change which reality you observe, the struggle disappears. You begin to act from a place of certainty, not hope. Have you ever noticed how things seem to flow perfectly when you finally stop worrying about them? Tell me about a time that happened to you in the comments. The 6-step practical method, crossing the threshold. Now, I want to give you a practical tool that you can apply today to start seeing these immediate results. When you master this process, your reality begins to change in ways you can't even imagine. First, your confidence returns. Then, you start seeing things happen so quickly that your belief explodes, making it easier to manifest even bigger goals. You'll notice the universe conspiring in your favor, people calling you for no reason, opportunities appearing out of nowhere, and money flowing from unexpected sources. This happens because you are finally vibrating in the right frequency. Here is the step-by-step exercise to access the Planck Door. Step 1. Choose one specific thing. You must choose one very specific thing you want to manifest. It cannot be vague, and it cannot be multiple things at once. It has to be extremely clear, detailed, and powerful. Throughout my practice, I've learned that the universe responds to precision. Step 2, breathe and settle. Sit comfortably and take several deep breaths with your eyes closed. This is where you begin to signal to your nervous system that it is safe to leave the slow lane behind. Step 3, confront and release the shadow. For 1 full minute, talk to your doubts, fears, and limitations. Recognize them. Say, I see you. You do not define me, and I am letting you go. This step is crucial because you are registering all the limitations of your current dimension. Look at your difficulties, whether they are financial struggles or relationship issues, and find the root. Maybe it's a belief that money is hard to get, or I don't deserve good things. List everything you notice about your current self. Visualize all these feelings and negative beliefs leaving your body like black smoke dissipating into nothingness. Step 4, step through the door. Now, for the next 5 minutes, you will enter the mental state of already having what you desire. But you aren't just imagining it, you are feeling it. In your mind, visualize yourself standing up in the very room where you are sitting right now. See yourself walking toward a door that represents the threshold to a new reality. As you open this door and step through, you enter a different environment. Perhaps more beautiful or luxurious, but still a space where you feel present. Sit down in a chair or sofa within this new reality. In this space, there is no limitation. Because you've already seen your old self dissipate as black smoke, there's no room for doubt. Feel the safety, the relief, and the joy of already having that one specific thing you chose in step 1. Feel the breath of someone who is secure and grateful. You are no longer wanting, you are having. Step 5, absolute stillness. For 2 minutes, stay completely immobile in this state. Do not open your eyes, do not move, and do not let your mind wander. Simply exist in this new dimension. Be completely still and peaceful in this new environment, allowing the frequency to calibrate your entire being. After completing those 5 steps, we arrive at the most crucial part of the entire process, step 6. Once you open your eyes and return to your physical surroundings, you must follow your life as if you were already that person, as if you already had that result. In this new frequency, the manifestation has already happened. It is a physical fact in the dimension you just accessed. I know what you might be thinking. You might say, but my reality is still a mess. I want to manifest a prosperous financial life, but my bank account doesn't reflect that yet. This is where most people fall back into the slow lane. To stay in the Planck Door frequency, you need to create situations in your daily life, starting from the point of already having. For example, if you visualized having $100,000 in your account, but you only have $100 right now, don't focus on the lack when a bill arrives. Instead, use your imagination as a tool. Every time you pay for something, imagine you are debiting that amount from your $100,000 balance. If you spend $1,000, tell yourself, now I have $99,000 left, and more is on the way. By doing this, you are creating a mental mechanism that prevents you from connecting emotionally with the chaos of the 3D world. You are training your brain to stay disconnected from worry and anchored in abundance. If your goal is a relationship, act and think throughout your day as someone who is already loved and cherished. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing which reality you are going to observe. Remember the double slit experiment. Your observation changes the matter. If you observe your life from the point of view of someone who already has what they want, the universe has no choice but to align with that observation. This process is about emotional detachment from the negative. If you finish the exercise and still feel doubt or anxiety, my advice is simple. Go back and do it again. Ensure that you see the black smoke dissipate and that you truly feel the relief and peace when you sit in that chair behind the door. Your skepticism must die for your new reality to live. When you master this and act from this new dimension, you aren't forcing anything. You are simply existing in a different state where things flow naturally. You are bringing evidence into your life that this new reality is the real one. By acting as if and creating these mental scenarios, you ensure that you don't return to your old, limited version of yourself. You have passed through the door and you are staying there. If this practical approach is helping you understand how to finally bridge the gap in your manifestations, please subscribe to the channel. Your support allows me to keep sharing these deep insights and practical tools that have transformed my own perspective on reality. Subscribing is a simple way to help the channel grow and ensure you stay tuned to these high-frequency teachings every week. I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for staying until the end, for watching, and for being here with us. Your time and your energy are precious, and I truly value our connection in this space. I hope this understanding of the Planck Door and the practical steps we discussed today help you collapse the wave of your desires and bring them into your reality faster than ever before. Thank you again for your presence. I look ahead to seeing your results and hearing your stories. I'll see you in the next video. If you feel called to take this knowledge even further, I highly recommend exploring the books listed below. These materials are excellent resources that can complement everything we've talked about today and can help you deepen your understanding of these frequencies. You can find the links to these recommendations in the first pinned comment of this video.